he's live streaming right now. Yeah, watch it. Come on, I want to hear his reaction. Let's see if he knows me. Yeah, here, baby. Don't know me. Don't know me. Yeah. You say anything about me?
Another round of the potion. Gotta move it with the motion. Joints lit and I'm coasting. Up in the hills, man, I'm out this. Don't you see that I'm right for this? I've been lost, but I spent the chips. Then I got them all back, then I made them flip. Like Eloy when he kicks the grip. We so sick with tricks, I'm so gone. So yeah, faded off the Cali ground. Soon I'm calling Cali home. West Coast, West Coast. Soon I'm living lavish. Whipping spiders, daddy long legs. Hella models with the long legs. Hit the crib and get some bombs. Yeah, ballin' I don't need a ring. Found out I don't need a thing. I just need some intuition. You ain't been in my position. Got you looking when I switch it. All these bitches so persistent. So obsessed with all my digits.
Oh shit! I'm fucking hit it! Oh shit! I hit it! I'm fucking running! Let's fucking go! Let's go! I'm gonna fucking run and I'm done! I'm fucking done, bro! I'm fucking done! I'm fucking done!
He was a fucking nerd. Shut up.
So you guys like Luke Cam sort of like over 2,000, and yeah, so.
You did Baby Driver with Spacey when all this stuff happens. Obviously, there's no signs when that's happening. But do you look back and go, oh yeah, that was a little.
Hey, look, man, I remember being on that set, and I remember him really rubbing me the wrong way. You know, it's funny. Anybody who I was working with at the time, people in my life remember me saying it. A lot of people reached out to me, when that happened. And I think for me, you got to understand, I started out in this in this thing. I was a theater actor, and when I was a young man, I got to go to London, and it was a crazy opportunity for me. And the first thing that I did when I was in London, I went and saw The Iceman Cometh, starring Kevin Spacey. 4.5-hour play with him right there, and I was sitting in the front row, I was looking with my neck straight up, and I remember when that play was over, I just jumped up and gave a standing ovation, which is something I guess they don't fucking do in London or something, because he looked right at me, and it was an unbelievably sort of like transformative experience in my life watching what he did, and he was one of my favorite actors. Going on to that set, and working with him, I wasn't there much, and I wasn't really in a situation to judge. But when I was there, he really rubbed me the wrong way. I thought he was a bit of a bully. I thought he was, I thought that I didn't really care for the way he was behaving towards some of the other people on set. And
Sexually or aggressive?
I think a combination. I think he was acting towards people in a way that I remember at the time thinking, man, if that was a woman that he was talking to, I would have done something, I would have said something, and I was really happy to sort of get out of there, and I remember it, for that reason, and I just remember losing a ton of respect for him, and nowhere did I see anything like some of the allegations that have come up against him, and I think it would be weak and of me to sort of like pile on about some shit that I don't know about.
Right.
But the kind of man he was, when I saw him working with him, made me lose all respect for him, and I was enormously disappointed.
It kind of is amazing, though, that like in the last year, all these big projects that you're doing end up somehow getting attached to these big
other stories,
news
right?
Stories, yeah.
Look, man, it's tough because, right now everybody's got a voice, and it's so easy to sort of, it's so easy to have your voice heard. There's great things about that, and there's negative parts about it as well, and the fact of the matter is, if you behave like a monster, and nowadays you're gonna get called out for that shit.
Yeah, and you should.
And you fucking should, man. And like, times need to change with that stuff, and it's like, look, man, there's one thing in the world I fucking hate, it's a bully, and I think that, people have been getting away with this shit for too long. It's funny, we were just talking about it before I did Howard this morning, and
we were talking about in the green room about different people and like everyone's so scared, and somebody made a really good comment. Like the people who are scared probably have a good fucking reason to be scared, I think that I think the thing that we have to watch for is it's an industry where people want to bring attention to themselves. You know what I mean? And so I think that we've got to be, I think that we've got to just be. I think we've just got to be hesitant again, and this is why I'm a little bit hesitant. Like when you ask me about Spacey, like I don't want to pile on just to pile on. That's what I saw. That's how it affected me, and that's what I have to say.
Well, can I ask you too? And again, I like that you don't pile on because you can only speak about what you've seen. Because people go, how could all this stuff go unnoticed or untalked about? But what is the dynamic on a set when there's a star and the star's a little difficult, or like you said, maybe a little bit bullying, and no one's going to walk up and go, hey, shut the fuck up, you're being... What is the dynamic of that when the star is being difficult or a bully to people?
Man, like for everything is different, and look, at the end of the day, it's an artistic endeavor, right? It's you're there to make something. You're there to make something, and every director has a different method, and every director lets the atmosphere of the set sort of go in many different ways. And I've been in situations where I think that if you looked at what we were actually doing right then, if you looked at what the cast and the crew were doing on set, you would be like, holy fuck, this is dangerous, this is chaotic, this is unsavory, but it's exactly essential what we needed to make the moment that we were making, right? If you looked at the orgy scenes in Wolf of Wall Street, I'm sure that if you just looked at that in a bubble, you'd be like, what the fuck were those guys doing? It was a crazy experience, but that's what we needed to do. That being said, there was no disrespect. Everybody treated each other professionally. Everybody, there's zero tolerance for people sort of lording power over other people. And I think that I really do think that those days of that kind of behavior are going to end because of all this. I really do think that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Did anyone warn you, like, about Spacey, or was there kind of word out there that he's kind of a creep, or he's an asshole?
No, I'd heard, I mean, not really. I mean, I had heard stories, I had heard stories, but, to me, it's like, I'm there to go do a job. You know what I mean? I'm there to go do a job, and like, man, I'm not going to bullshit you. I walked onto that set, and I'm just like, I got immense respect for this guy. He's one of my favorite actors, He's enormously talented, so that's what I walked in with. And, it didn't take a long time for me.
How long until you're like,
No, it didn't take me long.
Oh. It's weird because you almost, when someone is that good at something, you almost don't want to believe it. There's like a part of your, I mean, at a certain point it becomes undeniable,
Listen,
I guess.
I think the majority of the people that I've gotten to work with and meet in this profession, like, they're good people. They're good. They're confident. They're solid people. I think that to be good at this thing, like it takes a level of empathy where you're open to people. You don't judge them for their race or religion, their sexual orientation. You celebrate the differences in people. I think that's all sort of like part of the gig. And if you're not innately that way, I don't think you're going to be a great actor. So the majority of the people I meet who are great people that I really admire have turned out to be great people in real life too. And when I think about De Niro or DiCaprio or Brad Pitt, these guys are heroes of mine. Then I go and meet and work with them, and I only love them more.
Does that make it like inexcusable when you see it happening? Like when you meet a guy like Scorsese, did you get along with Scorsese?
He's the best.
So when you meet Scorsese, right, and you're like, that's an awesome dude. Mm-hmm. Is it almost like if that dude can be an awesome dude, nobody's got an excuse not to be?
And look, I think that there's a, somebody like me, I come in with a level of reverence and respect. These guys had like enormous effect. Scorsese, man, he had enormous effect on my life. He shaped so much of what I feel and what I do and what I care about. And so you go in, but there's anytime somebody comes towards you with respect, you got one or two. It's only you go one way or the other.
Right.
You can either shit on that person and treat them like dirt, or you can welcome them in. It's one way or the other. And to me, most people who are confident and successful and have some level of peace of mind, and for the most part, I think that if you're really good at something, you don't have. It's like you've given all that other shit up. You don't have to lord over somebody who's in a less powerful position.
John Bernthal's
How are
coming in.
you?
What's up, buddy?
We were just
How are you
literally
doing?
just asking him about the first time he asked.
From the six, look at what we did. Yeah, be quiet, I'm doing a toast. For niggas that don't really do shit, I swear I be doing the most. Stop worrying about whoever's next. I am just worried about my mama worrying less. I think I'm famous enough, I don't need any more press. I am convinced I'm the only one left that's still doing this shit.
Yes, sir. It's your boy Famous Enough, and I am the voice of the Pro-Am. Today we got Throwdown taking on Make It Happen. I feel like Make It Happen is one of the most well put together teams from top to bottom. You know, Throwdown is always.
Hey everyone, Ammunition here. Today we're going to be opening up this giant box that Intel sent. Oh my...
I see you walking in that truck. Alright, it's Wild Out Wednesday right now. As y'all can see, we have the biggest rap artist in the world. Eminem is on 106 He has 6 solo albums in stores. Relapse is his newest album, and it's #1 in the world. But you got money. You got... You got...
We about to play 2K. Rule of Sin, step back, J. Kobe's got that clutch, throw it up, that's game. I'm going through the lane, Russell West.
Would it's your boy. You don't know brutal, sim on the scene, wicked and mean, with a next video for y'all, man. So a lot of people, when I'm putting out my archetype and my build, a lot of people hit me up, yeah, bro, I made this mistake with this, made a mistake with that. And I gotta apologize, man, I didn't put this video out sooner, right? Because there has been a team, come on, man, go in there, a team with people talking about what mistakes they made and why they made it, man. And if a lot of people look at my builds closely, I build my players a certain way. very similar with all builds, somewhat. Alright, so I'm gonna highlight them in these videos to try to save you all that VC, save you all that time. Y'all know how we do it, man. Alright, so in this video I'm gonna highlight some of the mistakes y'all need to avoid. The main mistakes y'all need to avoid when creating an archetype. Now, the first thing, I got 3 points. I'm gonna lay them out straight up. One is the height, 2 is the weight, 3 is the arm length. Those are the 3 things people make the most mistake on when creating their builds. Not the combination. Not the combination. I see some weird combination work. But the height, the weight, and the length of your arms are the 3 things, right? Now we're gonna start by, come on man, the height. A lot of people like to max out players out there. A lot. A lot of people gave me a lot of flack when I made my center, the tank, 7'2". And I've been doing this for a lot of 2Ks now, since I've been creating players. I never make them max height. And there's a reason for that. After NBA 2K 15 or 14, I think it was 15 it was, when everyone was maxing out the height of their players and running around with demigods, 2K decided, alright, we're not going to have this again. So now, if you max out your players, the height, we're going to reduce the vertical and make your player a little slower. What you doing? Get that out of here. Make your player a little slower, right? So now, your big player is a little sluggish on defense, and a lot of people coming there and post you at 7'3". Whereas my dude, my dude is a beast because he can jump higher and he's a little faster than you, man. So that's why I always recommend, if you're building a big man in this game, don't max out the height at all. And this does not go for the big man only, this goes for all positions. It's the same with all positions. Point guards, it would benefit you to be like an inch shorter at least in the point guard position, especially for the playmaking build. Give me that Euro. Especially for the playmaking build. Sharpshooter is the same thing. You don't need to max out the height at all. You don't, right? Because you don't really want to lose that extra agility, the extra vertical, which will help you generally play this game. It's a very important factor for creating players. So the height, I always tell y'all, don't max out the height. I'm going to just keep giving my advice. Y'all could do what y'all want. You know how it is, man. It's just my opinion, my advice. A lot of people might decide to be there for this, but that's what I learned. The second thing is, give me that. Get it there. Come on, man. The weight. Same thing for the height goes for the weight. A lot of people like to max out your weight like it's going to make you stronger. It won't make you that much stronger, right? I'm sorry. That max weight just going to make you look big, and it's going to make you slow and make it horrible for you to get back on defense. Foul. Alright, gonna make it horrible for you to get back on defense, which is not what you want as a big man. As a big man, you want, look at the NBA, man. Look at the NBA. Who's the biggest center in the NBA? The heaviest center in the NBA. Then ask yourself, who's the most effective centers in the NBA, man? They're not big and sluggish. They're very agile, man. When you look at Cousins, he actually trimmed down some weight. Everyone else is trimming down weight. Now, 2K try to mirror this, of course, because they know a lot of people want the biggest and heaviest dudes, so it's a lot more sluggish. I'm sorry. And the strength doesn't really rely on the size like that. Because if you look at my player, 7'2", 290 pounds, he got a strength over 90-something, right? Which is way more than a lot of builds. Because I know Nunu got a 7'3" something, 7'3", 300 or some pounds, and his strength, and he got locked down. I think it's a lockdown Ubunga or a lockdown Slash or something like that. One of the two. But his strength is an 80-something. And my dude is a lot lighter, and he's shorter, and his strength is higher. Now I'll explain that. When I look at athletic finishers, they don't have a lot of strength, which is weird to be quite honest. That was really weird. Come on, give me that. That was really weird to me. I'm surprised they didn't give the athletic finisher more strength, but they just don't. So Your strength is determined by what archetype you selected, not the weight. So creating that big player and taking a loss in your agility, your speed, is not worth it, right? It just isn't, right? Now, last but not least, is the arm length. The arm length. A lot of people always ask me, what's arm length? I'm going to always answer one answer, or one way. I'm going to always say max out your arm length no matter what build you're creating. Because the way I look at it, the pros always outweighs the cons. A lot of people, oh, I shoot better. Not really. You get a few extra points. You do not shoot better. If you could shoot in this game, you could shoot in this game. And it won't really matter how long your arm is in terms of you shooting. But what the length of your arm does, right, if you max it out, it helps you with defense, right? It helps you get interceptions, steals. It helps you get rebounds. It helps you get block shots. It helps in all those categories. The pros outweighs the cons. The con is not really noticeable, to be honest. It isn't. So the arms, you should not question. A lot of people, they're creating short arm players because some YouTuber going out and say, oh, I created a short arm and he's shooting lights out. But when you look at the archetype he got a pure sharpshooter. And I'm like, you know this dude got a pure sharpshooter, right? Why? Come on, man. Like, really. And the other person now is creating short arms because, especially if you're a pure sharp, you need all the help you could get on defense because you know the pure sharps are a little bit slower on defense, right? The lateral quickness is not that high. So you need those extra arm lengths, man, to get those blocks, rebounds, the little things that count. The arm lengths help a lot, man. Alright, so as I said before, I don't care what archetype, what position, what height, what weight, the arms should be long. And it also helps with your contested shots and stuff like that, which makes sense, right? So that's all I got for y'all, man. Those are the 3 big mistakes people make when creating their player. I'm sorry I didn't put this video out earlier, man. I ain't gonna front with y'all. This is something I always knew. This is something, especially looking at numbers this year, because I actually went through a few builds and was looking at what I'm gonna lose out on. You know what I'm saying? So I knew this a while now. That's how I created my players, and all my players are amazing. I ain't gonna front. On defense, ain't no joke, because I never compromise on the speed and the length of the arms and the height as well. The height and the weight. Never. I never compromise on those things. I'm not going to make a player too heavy and hopefully he bullies people when his archetype wasn't meant to bully no more. Alright? So, there you have it, man. Your boy Sim. If you're first time to my channel, make sure and like the video, share the video, hit your button, subscribe. If it's not your first time, come on, give me that. Ooh, side up. Step back. Oh, come on, bro. If it's not your first time, make sure to like the video, share the video. You never know who's gonna help. Your boy Sim, one love, respect. Let's you roll. Oh my God, that would have been.
this fan is fucking annoying.
Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry
Still
up.
ain't give me my boost? What the fuck type of title is that?
What? No! Oh my. We gotta get on the dots. We gotta get on the dots. Dot. Oh my god. Nigga, I'm here! I'm fucking here! I'm on the dot! Shit!
I'm the only one watching. I don't
Bro.
know.
I got 3 comments.
Hey, your play is so fucking ugly. Jesus Christ.
4 viewers. Oh my god, it's sweats. Pure sharp, bro. They're saying doubles. What's good, Sam? What's good, Deborah? What's good, Cole?
Yeah, you didn't say hi to me, Nick? You looking hurt.
Stay on the left if they swap. Okay, come on. Get FCM. Oh. Yes. Free board. He's a fucking puppy. Cut. I'm pulling. Yes, train. That's what I fucking like to see. Damn. Yo, let's take it. This happens every time I stream. Literally, right when I start to stream, I just start fucking missing everything. What's good, Jacob? What's
Kiss
good?
your ass.
Yes! Oh my god! This kid is so dumb! Oh, you're not! What's good, Jacob? What's
Kiss
good?
your ass.
Yes! Oh my god! This kid is so dumb! Oh, you're not! He's right in front of you and you're literally running away. No, you're retarded. You're retarded. 14 viewers. Gotta turn off the already. You're eating. Did I get my boost? I don't know. Read the title, bro.
Kobe, how the fuck do you...
Nick, you're so bad.
Says the one who's talking.
Why are you dunking, bitch? Don't do a layup.
Fucking ass. Yo, are you gonna fucking...
Say I got him. What?
You're fucking terrible. He was literally fucking flaming you. He was flaming you yesterday. You said you were fucking ass. Son, why are you... I mean, Reagan, fucking train, bro. What are you doing? Cut. I'm throwing a free board. Alright. What's good? Who's good? Jacob? Who follows you? Fucking dumb bitch. No, you're not. Stay on the left side, bro. Stay on the left side. Get MCN. He fucking fried my shit. Oh my god. Jump. I'm trailing. Hell no.
What the f...
What the f... Fucking white. another year, Martin.